Yo, what's up, everybody? We're back another week, another new episode of Star Wars: The Bad Batch. Some other Star Wars news this week has also occurred. Yeah, lots of Star Wars stuff. So, with me, as usual, is Danmalore and YoJimbo. What's up, guys? I keep clicking the wrong freaking button, but you know,
hello,
whatever. There we go. That's the one I want.
So let's assume that someone didn't read anything. What's the news, guys?
What's the news?
Yeah.
Oh, Star Wars first-person shooter by Respawn has been canceled. Jedi is still coming out, but the first-person shooter that was allegedly going to be Mandalorian related, allegedly has been canceled by not Respawn themselves, but EA as a parent company.
Dang, I didn't even hear about this project.
And there's no word there. They were also allegedly supposed to be working on a RTS game, which no one has said anything about. EA like laid off a whole bunch of people this week.
Remember that genre?
RTS games? Oh yeah, I remember that. I worked on the first two Company of Heroes games.
There's just not that many.
Now, did we talk about Dark Forces?
Oh yeah,
Did I send that to you?
Yeah. Dark Forces is getting a remaster. Pre-orders on Xbox at least went up for the Battlefront Classic pack. It's on sale.
Oh, it did.
Off for,
how much is it, by the way?
I think it's $39.99 is the regular price on it.
That's a day one for me.
And I think it's on sale for $31.99
for pre-order.
But I don't know if it's for everybody or if you have to be Game Pass core or higher for the sale price. I'm not 100% sure.
But that'll scratch an itch that I have to play a Battlefield game, but not the newer ones. I said this last week are just too. I don't know, man. It's not the same.
No,
I used to play Battlefield 1942 back in the day. Even Battlefield 2 still had that charm. It was more arcade.
Battlefield. That reminds me. EA laid off one of those companies. The companies that make that. Not DICE, but a company that was working on the single player campaign for Battlefield.
There is some kind of turnover happening in the industry. I heard somewhere that they think it's related to COVID when there was a surge of need for content for people stuck at home. So a lot of games started development. And then now that that's kind of passed, they're just letting everybody go. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's the way of the industry. Like build up your workforce and then start cutting jobs every time there's a slowdown. It's just a cyclical thing.
Yeah, normally these kind of layoffs happen right before Christmas.
I
don't think that happened this year. It's just 2 months late.
Yeah, remember how like it used to be that like every game company would purge 10 to 15% of their like workforce and then build it right back up to where it was before. And like it used to be that only Blizzard was the only one who didn't, and then Blizzard basically started doing that too.
Yep. Yep. Especially when did Blizzard do it, or was the post Blizzard Activision? Yeah. Exactly.
So you're saying that this is a typical.
Speaking of Activision, though, Ahmed Best posted that I don't have that image on hand.
Yeah, good catch though.
Ahmed,
I sent you that picture, but I didn't see all the hashtags on there.
Mocap rig, and in the hashtags was Activision, Keller and Beck, Jar Jar, and Sith Lord.
Let's see here. What did he
say? Are we gonna
Jar Jar
get
Binks, mocap, Activision? So he's mocapping Jar Jar Binks, or maybe
he's mocapping. If it's on it's mapped on his real face. I'm assuming it's for Keller and Beck.
He's just hashtagging Jar Jar.
But there is, but exactly.
Remember, he's feeding the meme.
He is Jar Jar.
Yes,
Jar Jar is a Sith Lord. It's fun, but really,
like I said, he's feeding the meme.
So is this another project that we don't know about yet? This is just like a little tease.
very much well be just another unannounced Star Wars game. And if I really kind of figure at this point they need to stop announcing stuff until it's actually gonna really probably come out, because everybody gets all excited and then boom, nothing. You know,
I know.
like I mean, we're all still, there was that, but years ago there was that 1313 game that was in development that and
once they keep messing with Mandalorians.
Yeah, and it seems like the same things happen now.
Fortunately, I mean, there's a tradition in Star Wars where some things are saved, like they don't throw everything out, and certain ideas show up somewhere later.
Everything Mandalorian game related is cursed. Look at
I don't know that
KOTOR 2.
Yeah, but there was that Bounty Hunter Jango Fett game back in the GameCube era that was pretty decent.
I don't remember that one. Oh, by the way, we have a question in the comments. But
I didn't have,
have so many there's so many projects.
Oh, Dark Stage, how you doing? Let's see here. I'll bring that up. Dictionary game, Respawn might have Vader kill Cal Kestis and have the villain win. That'd be really fun.
I mean, it would make sense. Is it confirmed already, the next Jedi game?
There's definitely going to be there's definitely going to be a third Jedi out the Jedi trilogy. So
hi Kate.
I feel like that
there's pretty good precedent for number 2.
Was a good
number 2 to be the falling action. But this one we're talking about, the next one would be
do we have a release date
cool
for that smuggler game that we got teased last year?
No, there's still no official release date that I know of.
And who's producing that?
That is Ubisoft.
Oh, okay. For some reason I thought that was Activision.
No,
when I heard the Activision cancel, I'm like, they canceled that game?
Yeah, there's no Activision game that I'm aware of.
Is it gonna be Blood and Spice?
Blood and Spice.
Because the Blood, was it the
Blood and Spice?
Their current game is like a pirate game that's controversial because of they said it was a quadruple A gaming.
Well, it would if they came out with it when they should have 10 years ago when it was Black Flag pirate stuff. Everybody was hyped up on that. Then it would have been.
It was literally just Black Flag, but remove the Assassin's
Creed part and just make
it a sandbox, and you got your money. And no, it took like a decade.
Yeah, they rebuilt it like 3 times. Skull and Bones is the name of that one.
Put somebody's kids through college.
But I just looked it up. Outlaws still doesn't have a release date.
Outlaws, that's the one. I'm excited for that one. That looks cool. Kate says hi, bye guys. Or was she waved hi?
No.
While we're before we get into the episode,
I'm still kind of distracted by Dark Sage's question. I was
no. Process that question. In the meantime, I can show my loot that I mentioned last.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna show that. All right.
Yeah, sure. What do you got there?
So, I've been really the last few shows of Ahsoka and Bad Batch. I've been really getting into. So, I don't usually buy figures and toys, but for this one I have.
Show us the loot. Show us the loot. All right, hold on.
Oh,
no. It won't show it. Let's see.
It won't show it. It's censored out. What are you trying to show us? Some prawn? There we go.
They put it in front of your face.
All right. There we go. There's some Omega.
An Omega.
That's Omega.
You have a green piece of cardboard you can see behind it.
I gotta say it's pretty. It doesn't really look like her so much. Just if you'd seen these, they're kind of janky, but I still wanted to get it. So,
it looks like current season.
Is that?
It looks kind of like current season Omega.
Is that a Black Series?
Black Series.
Okay.
It's previous season. I don't think they have a current season.
Okay.
The hair,
because they have the hair and everything. And then the other one I got here is Imperial Crosshair. It's Imperial gear. Yeah, let's see. Imperial Crosshair. He looks better because he's in armor, so kind of
so So you got the two main characters of this most current episode.
Yeah, just that they came in like the day after last episode, the previous
Awesome.
episode. Yeah, so just
Convenient.
had some,
Awesome.
convenient. Yes. I got a couple more here, which is
you got
from
more. Okay.
Where the hell did they go? Oh, they're hiding behind my monitor here. I got these during the last. I ordered them, but they just finally came in. Balin's Skull.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, Balin's Skull from Ahsoka.
He had his loot stashed away even from himself.
Yeah.
Yep.
R.I.P. Ray Stevenson.
Yeah.
R.I.P. And it doesn't give you any details about his character on the back. There's no spoilers.
Yeah, they didn't have a copy. We told you they didn't have a copy for it.
And then, of course, I don't know her actress's name, but we got Shin Hati. Again, kind of slightly janky looking. Balin's Skull actually looks better.
Mm-hmm.
He looks more like the dude. He's got a beard, so
right.
But
yeah, they nailed his likeness.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
So I guess this is where a green screen would actually help. The digital doesn't understand. And then these two characters were my favorite characters from the previous series, Ahsoka, and so I decided to pick them up. I have a Vader. The last time I moved, a lot of my figures disappeared that I had collected from the sequel trilogy. So I'm kind of bummed about that. So I guess I'm kind of restarting with these.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I have a Vader, then I have a Millennium Falcon, like a little die cast. And that's about it for now. But these characters are compelling, especially in the Bad Batch. So, I'm kind of stoked to have those characters. For whatever reason, tech is the hardest one to find and the most expensive.
Whoa!
For whatever reason, yeah. There's one hunter, there's one wrecker, different sizes.
So they killed off their most popular character. Is that what I'm hearing?
Maybe he became popular because he was killed off. I don't know.
That could also be driving demand too. Yeah.
I'll check the. You know what? I can check a website called Camel, and it'll show prices over time, and see what when tech peaked. That'll be good. And that's all I got. That's all the loot I got for today. Thanks for indulging me on that one. They're gonna go into a dark. They're gonna go into a dark place now forever, never to be seen again. They're gonna go into one of those tubs behind.
One of my storage bins back there.
Into the vault. Never to be seen.
So yeah. So I just wanted to touch back up on Dark Stage's question just one last time. I think if they are not going to go forward with further Star Wars Jedi games, then killing off Cal Kestis makes total sense. And the only person that should do it is Darth Vader.
Right.
Outside of that, I mean, it's killing their franchise if they kill their lead. That's the only drawback. But
I mean, after
it'd be fun.
3 games, I would love to see Cal Kestis in a live action.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
It's one of the most compelling characters in the universe.
Cameron Monaghan said he'd do it if they ask him to.
I mean, he looks like Cal Kestis, so he's ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. With that being said, let's get disturbing. Let's go ahead and jump into looking at the most recent episode of the Bad Batch. Did you guys enjoy it?
No. Yeah, I did. No. Of course I did.
You got a Crosshair and an Omega travel episode
we basically get what we got in the first season with Omega hanging out with Hunter. We got it Omega hanging out with Crosshair out and about. So we start the episode with the ship being all kind of busted up. I think I'm trying to get the right shot. So I don't know if we oh, did I not? Sorry.
How dare you?
You didn't preload?
I didn't. So this is the ship still in hyperspace, with smoke coming off that blown out engine, which I didn't know there was. I mean,
it's very blown up.
Yeah,
could that be one of the sublight engines? So it's still technically can sustain hyperdrive for
it is,
whatever time.
Yeah,
but it's
definitely.
severely damaged. It's crippled.
Right.
Hey, that's bigger inside than I thought. Crosshair takes an elevator from the storage bay up to the bridge.
Yeah, I think it's like 3 stories.
I mean, if they could have
2 or 3.
salvaged that ship for that could have been their new recruits trading ship or something like that. Something like that.
Well, I mean,
hardware.
Once they finally actually do crash, Crosshair does, point out that their Empire is going to track their stolen ship down. That's what.
This is true. It's got low jack.
They track things. They track the Falcon.
And it's not easily disabled. That thing is probably.
It's kind of their thing.
No,
so it can't.
It's probably got more than one tracking beacon in it.
Yeah.
It's
a cargo. They're pirates.
Yeah.
Anybody who's going to steal that thing is going to have a bad time.
And if they find one tracking beacon and deactivate it, they still haven't found the other 2 or whatever, So, but that being said, I'll wait to the end of the episode to bring that up. So they
it was I just got to say, anything with hyperspace and hyperdrives in Star Wars, I'm all about it. Like the sounds, just them dropping out of hyperspace right in front of a planet, like, oh crap, we're going in. That classic Star Wars.
Right. Yeah. No, it's funny because like they approach the planet and the ship's kind of upside down, but when it actually crashes, it's on bottom side down. So
I think Omega has a funny line on the way down, like, be nice to be able to break or something like that.
Something like that. So after that little them getting out of the pod or the crash ship and heading
crashing on Space Vasquez rocks.
Yeah, Space Vasquez rocks. They decide to head to a spaceport that was close by. So then we cut to back to Mount Tantus. And Nala Se is in her cell getting interrogated by Hemlock. And
that name.
And him.
I kind of giggle every time I hear Hemlock.
Basically calls her out for their missing analysis reports. They didn't know why she was hiding Omega's results, but now they understand. She tries to blame it on being one false positive. And he's like, we'll see. We're gonna catch her. There's Empire's gonna do what the Empire is gonna do. And we're brought back to the planet that they crash landed on, and it's full of Imperials. And we get a couple shots.
Do we know the name of this planet? Have you ever been here before?
I don't think it's ever stated.
It is lousy with Imperials.
It is. But we also get
exploited big time.
We also get some shots of some stormtroopers. Here's one here on the far right, wearing armor, but they also look like they're wearing that cloak that Luke had on Tatooine in Episode 4, in A New Hope.
Who? Crosshair Omega?
No, the
stormtroopers.
The stormtroopers.
The cloak.
Yeah, they're like a bunch of cloaks that they have.
Oh,
like
they're not. It's not just normal.
Like a poncho.
Yeah.
What's your time signature? Because at 4:18, you can also see like 2 of them in there. 2 of them have like the
4:34. Is it 4:18?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, poncho. Yeah, it must be rainy on this planet. I mean, there's a lot of fauna.
Yeah.
On this planet that they're exploiting, so
their backs are a little bit different.
Oh yeah.
They're not the standard 2 circles with the yeah.
They're almost there. The next
almost
update
there.
or 2 more updates to the armor, and it's going to be the classic era.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Maybe that's That's the actual defining moment.
So there's all those stormtroopers lurking around, and we have Crosshair and Omega, filthy dirty Kaminoan cloner prison jumpsuits.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
Also,
sneaking around with a bunch on a planet full of Imperials.
And it's cold.
And it's cold. Yeah.
Yeah, they stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be cold.
She even mentions that like, we're gonna get caught if we don't.
Yeah, we gotta disguise themselves, or they're gonna get caught.
She's just taking the lead. He seems like he's already given up halfway.
He has given up. He had given up.
Yeah, he never
gave up. Under his fate, right?
Yeah, he got institutionalized and like
they're just gonna catch us and take us back. So why even try?
Yeah, why bother? They're gonna show like the differences of like approach later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they make a point of it.
So they get their costumes or steal their clothes. So this is Crosshair looking like I don't even know. It's
just like a dude.
It's like a B-wing pilot neck harness with a I don't know. It's just weird. But he's got blasters just in his backpack, just open, like not like kind of on his hip, but there's still practically open carry, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess that's fine. It's not concealed
like a farmer
carry
or like an outdoorsman to me,
right?
Kinda.
Yeah, here's another shot.
Maybe a hunter. Oh yeah, the B-wing kind of
right
helmet thing.
And we're looking. It's
or Y-wing. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Like a pilot's.
But they don't disguise their dog. I guess it's okay for that kind of hound. Like that people accept that as a dog.
Mm-hmm.
For now.
It
gets noticed later for sure.
Right. So they get going through. They're sneaking through town, and they want to try to buy passage off the planet. And when they do so, they're told they need chain codes, which they don't have.
Yes.
And Omega
chain codes.
Yep. And then Omega is like, well,
would you then accept a donation? Would you accept a charitable donation?
Right. Yeah. She's like, yeah. So like,
you mean a bribe?
Yeah, exactly. So Crosshair's like, probably
it's a kind of ham-fisted.
This is a great way to get us caught.
Are you trying to bribe me? Because I accept bribes.
Yeah. I mean, people were saying was that like a partial half-filled you don't need any identification, hand wavy kind of
if you have money, you don't need identification.
No, I think this is just like one of those like imperial run amok capital has like basically been extracted from these people where everything.
Yeah, the customs agent doesn't give an F. He's like, screw these guys. I'll take your money.
Yeah, I need money. I need money.
I need exactly 30,000 actually. So two people, 15.
It seems like there's a lot of like, I need money going on this
There is a lot of grift on this planet.
Right. So, but that also brings up kind of funny. I've been bouncing in and out of like other YouTubers, discussions on this show, and everybody seems to have the same question. How much exactly is an Imperial credit worth?
Oh, I think it's like nothing.
Because it's like back in the day,
I don't think they're cents
to $1.
Right. I don't think they're cents. So 30,000 is like $3,000.
Is it Imperial credits that they're using on that planet?
Yes, it is.
Because it's
gold press latinum.
I think it's funny though, because we saw in the previous episode that organized crime has its own like currency, and that's information. But the actual currency of Imperials is like straight up graft. It's just like grift and graft.
Yeah.
So he's asking for 30,000 credits, but it's not like the 30,000 on Tatooine that Han was trying to charge. It's not the same.
No, I don't think so.
Are they using like Huttese money on Tatooine? I don't. Maybe that's worth more because Hutts, control markets.
I mean, Han was gonna transport.
We can almost buy our own ship for that.
Well, that was for 10,000, all in advance,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
so that seemed like a lot of money to them.
that seemed like a lot. That was a lot of money to Luke and Ben. But so here's this
on a poor
person
planet,
saying
maybe.
15,000 for one ticket, 30 for
Yeah.
two.
I think the Hut credits are way more.
They're
Maybe.
worth more.
As opposed to Imperial Script.
I would believe that, and accepted probably more.
Everywhere.
Imperial is probably only good on Imperial worlds.
I'm probably sure that the Pikes will accept like Hut cash, even like the different factions are not going to be like, no, I don't want your money.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, money is, you just need more of it.
Yeah,
you know. So yeah, so we get, they're in a position where they need to have money. So what do? They start walking around,
and he's just ready to blast. Crosshair's just like,
oh yeah,
I could take about half of these guys out. And she's like, what is that going to accomplish? Then we die. That's doesn't make any sense.
Crosshair is like a, trigger happy.
He's a hammer.
Yeah,
Crosshair's a hammer, and everything looks like a nail.
yes.
Exactly.
It's just like I could take out like half of these guys right now, and she's like,
right.
No, that doesn't. Make any
she's like,
sense.
no, that is kind of a running thing through the whole deal. Is like, she's like, I want to do this without violence,
without
everything. Everything in this episode has been, I want to do this stuff without causing any violence. And
like there's
she's right. I mean, it's not necessarily just about not violence, like actually succeeding. Like his way is going to get them both killed.
Violence attracts attention.
Yeah, you're not going to shoot your way out of this situation.
Yeah,
it just seems like ham-fisted by him. But I think you mentioned it last week, Lobo, that he has been a sniper. So like the soft approach, and it's not necessarily his.
It's just kill.
He can be sneaky.
I hate to jump forward, but the line about like my skills are being like sorely wasted, and she's like, noted. Like,
yeah, I mean it's true, but that's not what's going to get him out of trouble in this situation.
Yeah, his skills later. His skills are shooting things.
Yeah,
and shooting
if you need something dead, you talk to Crosshair.
Yeah. But if you want to do an homage to like The Hustler or like other like gambling movies, like
so gambling. So gambling. So they find themselves a little
she stole those uniforms, by the way. So that's negative karma.
She stole them off a clothing line. I mean, anybody could have took
them. What did she say? I'm appropriating these for someone like
something like that.
So I guess she recognized that this is a negative thing, but it's necessary.
Right.
It's funny that she's the brains in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Being a child, but she is kind of the brains in the situation. So
when she's like bluffing, like they don't know we don't have any money, and he's like, well, what happens if like you lose? Like, well, more trouble. It's like, well, then you're gonna like get used. Like you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Then you'll just get me out of this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Trandoshan. I didn't pick that up the first time.
Yep.
You didn't? It's a good thing she wasn't a Wookiee. She would have had her arms ripped off.
True.
A Wookiee would have just ripped off one for a little girl. Teach her a lesson.
Oops, I keep pushing the wrong buttons. There we go. So she gets this Trandoshan.
Half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
You get a nice little shot of how long her hair's been getting.
But she beats the guy at Go Fish.
Yeah, whatever the game they're playing Sabacc.
They're playing. Oh, that is what.
Which I don't know the rules for.
Is that Sabacc?
That's Sabacc. That card game. It's the same card game that Lando.
Oh, they didn't name drop it, so I was like, oh, maybe this
Lando and Han play in in Solo. It's the
Dude, I would love for them to run into Lando. Speaking of, like, he was in Rebels. How cool would it be just to see him? Like, he could just be playing Sabacc at a table, really, and maybe charming the waitress.
I don't know. Rebels. Okay, yeah. Here's the thing: is Lando was in Rebels as
Mhm.
as a young adult man. Like he
Mhm.
wasn't he wasn't as old as he was in Empire, but
Yeah,
he was
he
still
was
in
younger,
he was still
but
an
he was
adult
still
though.
like he had
And
game, he had swagger.
but what I'm saying is Hera is also an adult in Rebels. Hera in Bad Batch was about as old as Omega.
Oh yeah, I forget the timeline on
So
this.
so if we
He'd be a kid or teenager,
he'd be a
maybe.
like a preteen, a little bit older than Omega. You
That'd
know,
be
not
hilarious.
much, but he'd be about as old as Hera, Hera or
I feel like
the young Kanan Jarrus that we saw in the first episode of the series.
Lando had a nice upbringing. Like maybe he wasn't rich, but he wasn't poor.
I don't know. Maybe Donald Glover will let us know someday.
Some flashbacks.
Well, if they ever get around to doing that Lando movie or series or whatever,
they got to cover his origin.
Yeah, they
be-
gotta establish some things.
Talking about compelling characters, like they got to do something with him.
So as Omega and that Trandoshan are playing, an Imperial officer and some of his goons come in, and they keep on playing. The game isn't shut down or anything like that. So obviously it's okay to play, it seems. And here's the
I mean, if gambling is illegal,
guy,
then kid gambling is illegal too. Who cares?
Right? So,
but no collateral. I guess herself was the collateral.
That's kind of
it's unsaid, right?
That's kind of dark and unsaid, yeah. So, but Trandoshans are into slaves, so
bingo.
So yeah, so
I wasn't using another slave.
They keep going, and Omega starts beating the pants off of this Imperial officer, and in the meantime, the Imperials on this planet discover the crashed ship out in the woods.
And I mean, even before he gets that message, I have a feeling like he's like, I'm just gonna get my money back anyway, so let her win.
Yeah, he's like,
well, the whole game, he's like, I don't care that I'm losing because I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna find you. And then when he finds out who she really is, through his radio, I'm like, okay,
right.
Well,
he knows the whole game's rigged.
Yeah, play this cool. I'll play this cool and go outside. Wait for it to come out.
Exactly. And but because he starts losing big and he gets that little report, he gets all a little miffed and starts complaining about Batcher being in the bar. He's like, your dog's gotta have to go outside. It can't be in here. Which is, he figures that'll throw Omega off her game if she's worried about.
This is probably his
worried
first
about the dog and the dog,
and then she nods to Crosshair, and Crosshair gets up and he's like, okay, that's her.
Yeah, Crosshair takes him. Yeah, and he's like, oh, and he's like, okay, she's with that guy. I've never seen you and your dad around here before, which was kind of funny because everybody was like, for the first 2 seasons, Hunter is Omega's dad.
I mean, they're clones, so he.
Yeah, I know, but
as her dad for sure.
Definitely a relative.
Yeah, they got some features. It's kind of funny,
right? And then
I'm kind of disappointed in her and blowing all her money. I'm like, you got the money, get out of there.
Exactly.
They would have caught them at the
She's
shuttle,
disappointed about the money too. Look at the look on her face. So yeah,
the shuttle would have been a trap. Am I right?
Exactly.
Like
so once the Imperial officer lost enough and they try to leave, he slaps that BS fine on her, and she has to give him about 10. A third of what she'd won in a total of $45,000 and gave him. Well, we don't know how much. She doesn't know how much that they've earned. We don't know how much they've earned when the bribe is asked for. The 10,000 is asked for, which again, how much money is that really? And then they walk out, and the dog is gone. some Batcher has been disappeared, and that kid that was selling stuff outside in front of the bar doesn't just say, "Oh yeah, some dudes walked off with her." It was, "Oh no, give me 5,000 credits, and I'll tell you what happened to your dog." So it's just another
Everybody's
person
grifting on this
doing-
planet.
Yeah, it's just a planet of grift, and
But maybe that kid had to feed, his whole family. So that 5,000. Rather go to that kid than the Imperial for sure.
He's got mouths to feed. Okay,
I got 5 kids to feed.
Yeah, this kid here. This is the greedy kid. No, not that sound effect. That was the worst sound effect in the freaking all 3 of the prequel trilogy movies. Let's see here. So they discover that Batcher's been taken to a loading to the holding area, and so we get this nice cool little shot of a bunch of troopers, some dude in a weird flat top helmet, and Crosshair again is ready to start blasting, and Omega's telling him, no, stand down, we don't need to do that yet, but they do show a whole bunch of crates with all kinds of creature noises, and someone said that I think it was on I forget who broke it down. So the Purgle noise is heard.
She already pointed out that basically they only escaped from that planet because she let Batcher free. That's her implication. If she doesn't get attached to Batcher and free him, she doesn't know the way that they escape.
Yeah,
he's not going to get attached to anything and have to have that snap second decision where I'm going to let free.
Yeah. This is part of the storytelling, for sure. I see what you're saying.
Yep.
There's a lesson to be learned here in her not giving up on one of their.
Yep.
Yeah. So she's like, I don't leave batch members behind. Which
she even wants to go back. She wants to go back to Tantus.
Yeah,
remember?
to get the rest of the troops.
Out of your
oh yeah, I forgot to say that when the ship first crashed, she's like, we need to get this back online so we can get the coordinates of that base off of it.
Yeah, so we can go save the rest of the clones.
Yeah,
I mean that would be a good to have those coordinates anyway, for sure. I agree with her there.
Especially if you're going to assault it for any other reason,
right?
Assault it with your team of young clones. I'm just bringing that back.
Your team of clones.
I'm manifesting it. Come on, Filoni.
So
in the last episode, it'd be awesome to see it a big team back together again.
Echo's resistance shows up.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. So right after they discover exactly which little cage Batcher's in, that Imperial officer man decides to spring his trap. And he's like, unfortunately, here's the actual name of the planet. How about that? Or at least the city, LAU, Lao. So it's sounds like an Indiana Jones character's name.
Did he know?
No, from the Temple of Doom.
When they were looking at all the boxes, they showed a guy at the sentry post, the tower. And I don't know if you noticed it, but that guy had goggles on. So you have a helmet on with the optics, and he had goggles on top of his helmet.
Classic.
Maybe they enhanced them.
I guess so.
I don't know. Maybe he takes one off and puts the other on.
I just thought it was funny that the guy in the helmet has goggles over his helmet eyes.
That kind of stuff. I've noticed that all throughout the series.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's kind of funny. They're always putting up their equipment, but you can imagine smart equipment, it feeds the data right.
Yeah.
To the next layer.
Extra little overlay. But so right after this trap is sprung and Omega's
Can we
Yeah.
see it?
Here,
This helps
this is
jog my memory.
this is I was looking for the right spot.
When they
So here's
spring the oh yeah, well we haven't got there yet.
here's the trap is sprung.
Okay.
And there's no bribe that's going to get him out of this. So Omega says to Crosshair, finally, let's try things your way.
Yes.
And that's when this episode finally gets fun.
Anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah, exactly. They started blasting, and Omega gets around to the control panels. Oops, I pushed the wrong button. Yeah, she throws. Oh yeah, that's right.
Those are I just thought they
says
were
let's
very
do
easy
things your way, and she throws the bag of all the credits at the feet of the Imperial officer right before she says, let's try things your way. And then Crosshair just starts shooting. And he's hitting
and
his
not
target.
stunning.
Yeah, all red blaster bolts, no blue rings.
Shooting to kill.
And
he does not give
for kids.
He doesn't give two shits about stormtroopers.
Right.
And they set all. I'm just gonna let this run for a second. Make sure that's muted. This is just I just thought this was hilarious. So all these creatures just going.
They got the Jurassic Park creatures running
crazy.
through
there.
It's a hilarious amount of animals and
yeah, it's like Pee Wee Herman letting the pet shop,
exactly.
at the end.
There's more animals than crates in that place too. So,
yeah, because some of those crates were more than one, but then they stop on this big crate, and this big crate. I don't want to just let it run. It had a very familiar looking.
I'm trying to remember the name of them from Force Awakens.
Just pull them back in. If it's what everybody's been clamoring, I think I was at the live watch party over on Vader's Lair last night. She and another guy and I were like, yeah, it's got to be Rathtars. And and earlier today I was on Star Wars Reception's streams chat, and everybody in there also agreed it's got to be a Rathtar.
I concur. Rathtars seem to be just based on the tentacle design.
Yeah, just that tentacle. That's a Rathtar.
Goggle guy was also Captain Obvious.
What do you mean?
He was the one who said they're stealing the cargo ship.
Right.
Yeah, and there's like a stormtrooper turns, huh? And he immediately gets shot.
You're talking about this guy, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Then the other guy. Then they go to the other guy, like, going, what?
Yes, he actually distracts by saying that he distracts another stormtrooper who gets immediately shot.
So Omega and Crosshair make it off that ship, off that planet, another stolen ship, and they got Batcher with them. I'm not really sure if they took any other animals with them. I'm wondering if they only got Batcher on board.
Those creatures belong on that planet anyway, so they figured their job's
true.
done. I mean, maybe some of them are from off planet. It might have been like a whole ring, like a smuggling ring, but let some Rathtars on this planet. They'll just breed and wipe out the local species. Yeah, there is now.
Fortunately, Captain Obvious closed the door when he got like grabbed by the tentacles. That was a real solid move by him.
So
yeah,
yeah. So
I was expecting this scene actually. I was like, oh, they're gonna show Hemlock showing up, and they totally did.
So Hemlock and his squad arrive at the wreckage of the ship that Omega and Crosshair crashed in the beginning of the episode, and this clone trooper is giving the information that the girl in CT-9904 were at the spaceport, so they know, and Yeah, he's also told that they stole a ship, and there's, where is it? This notify all our operatives.
Mm-hmm. Including bounty hunters, I'm sure, right?
Who is all the
No disintegrations.
Cad
Right.
Bane.
No, so what you call it? Boba Fett's only as old as Omega. And this is
Yeah.
another thing that's been buzzing around. So they had Daniel Logan did the voices for the two clone youngsters that they met in episode 2. So people are like, oh, maybe Daniel Logan's doing more than one voice. So maybe we'll get some Boba Fett action, but I don't think he's going to be disintegrating anybody.
Young Boba, right?
Young Boba, like teenager like Boba. I think he's a little bit older than Omega, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so I know we're gonna see Cad Bane, and I know we're gonna see Fennec Shand because they were in the original trailer for this season, and yeah, maybe we'll get that Boba Fett dent. Boba Fett Cad Bane shootout dented helmet.
This early?
No, not this early, but by the end of the season. But
would Boba have his armor yet?
Yeah, Boba's always had Jango's helmet.
Boba's helmet is Jango's helmet?
As far as I know, yeah.
Because I feel like
remember it
we
rolled
deserve
to him,
an episode
and his
where
destiny
he gets the
called
armor for
him.
the first time. The green armor.
It rolled to him as destiny was calling to him.
Yeah, but there was also in Mandalorian season 2, or was it, I don't know, Boba Fett
season 2
is explaining his chain code being entwined with that armor. Like, this was my father's chain code and his sponsor before him. So
I for some reason I either read or just thought, maybe it's my own headcanon, that Boba had to find the armor. It wasn't like he just doesn't have it in a closet. He had to get it back or something. But maybe I don't know if that's covered in anything.
Maybe we'll get that again one day, but
I have one thing to share. This is moments before disaster. Like the shot was great. And the other thing that was kind of hilarious, I have it in the share thing, the screen share.
Oh, how do I let you do that?
I don't
know.
Is it one of my cams or something?
Can you?
I could also just give you the time code, I guess. I think, yeah, I am.
Just tell me the
time code. It is 2037. The stormtrooper looking into the face of his demise, basically right before the engines kick on, as it slowly
Oh yeah, they borrowed that from.
Yeah, the smoke though.
They borrowed this from Force Awakens, being blasted by taking out by engines.
Yeah, but it was a pretty great.
Although Crosshair got blasted by engines too in a previous season, so.
Yeah, that's what all that scarring is on the side of his neck.
Yeah, he took one in the face.
Took it to the face. But maybe that's. Oh, I see why. Okay. That is. Hold on, I'm gonna pop it in real quick.
Copyrights.
Ooh.
Yeah. He probably survived that, but he'd get blasted.
No, that guy did not survive that. If the fire didn't cook him,
no, that
the fall broke his neck.
He flew off the platform.
Remember, he's on like an 18-foot tower.
Yeah, he's on like like 3-4 stories up. Yeah.
Yeah. Like one of those gun towers that they were in the background.
To be honest, watchtower. I did not expect them to the next scene to happen. I thought they were going to cut away.
Right. So
that was cool. That they know Filoni knows how to tell stories.
So they were going to. So I just realized this too. So they're talking, in the cockpit here. You can see Batcher just behind Omega's chair. Crosshair is saying that we got to ditch the ship because they're going to be tracking it.
Yeah, he's
And
right.
then they cut real quick to Batcher.
Mhm.
And that makes me think that when that Imperial, that twerp, that dude, had the dog taken and caged, I'm thinking they also chipped him.
Maybe I didn't pick up on that, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. As an insurance policy,
because
it's Imperial property.
It's Imperial property, exactly. So, they're sending out encrypted signal to Wrecker and Hunter, and we get. Oops, I pushed the wrong button at the wrong time. Where is it?
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
She looks.
Was that the right
This
button?
is the happiest she's looked all episode.
Yep.
And then we get this guy looking super freaking happy.
Well, he would have been just as happy as like if they had
those
little pastry balls that they found.
Mm-hmm.
He'd have been like,
ciao.
Exactly.
Hulk smash.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like those things that Luke was eating, the sticks. He'd be like, yeah.
Right. Then Hunter comes out for his hug.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ask her, how did you escape by yourself? She has to tell him, I didn't. I had help. And then we get these guys.
This scene is actually happening.
These guys
than
look.
I thought.
These guys look like she looks worried. Hunter and Wrecker look like they're ready to fight. Look at their hands.
Their posture is.
But they went to save him,
right?
In the previous season, so
yeah, but he also did. He took shots at him then.
He like pot shots, right?
They did go back to see him to save him, but
it must have just been pot shots because they're still alive.
He didn't want to be saved.
It's not only that, it's like it cost a member of the team.
Yep. Where's Tech?
Where's Tech?
Yeah.
Tech.
Does he know? Does Crosshair know about Tech?
No.
I don't know. I mean,
no.
Omega's been visiting him very regularly. The chances of her telling him, what happened at some point is pretty high.
You think she would have? Yeah.
It's not said if she does or not, but it seems like that she would have mentioned it.
And the funny thing is that if Tech's there, he would be like really calm and rational about it. It's like, oh great, we have our brother back. Like he's a valuable member of the team. He has an extra set of hands who will be quite useful.
Exactly.
The next, it's going to be a little awkward.
Yeah.
I think they just set it up that way because that it works dramatically that way.
They're going to welcome him back with open arms, is what you're saying.
I think Wrecker will. I think Hunter will be standoffish.
Probably a little bit. Probably a little bit. But
and then it'll have to be Omega who has to rekindle things.
Dave Filoni's writing every single episode of the season, or is it just producing?
No, just
I didn't do my homework and look at the writer of the episode last episode.
I guess you could do that if you want to be right. You could always just be wrong. You could be wrong on the internet and get try to get some engagement by getting someone no, this is specific thing was wrong and posting a comment. So then any corrections, please post it in the comments.
Right. Yeah. So next week we're we'll be back on Pabu, and we're gonna have to hear Fee react to Tech being gone if she doesn't know already.
He'll
She
probably
was
get a
in-
name drop.
She was in love with that fool.
Yeah. We'll see the new recruits
Yeah, we'll
training
see.
up,
Maybe,
doing push-ups.
maybe
I don't
we'll
know.
see.
They should
And-
be.
Right?
You should be drilling them immediately, getting them ready for the coming battle against the bounty hunters.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what a lot of people on the other YouTube shows I was hanging out in earlier today were we're gonna get another War of the Bounty Hunter deals because
Great.
of this. So
We
that
had
should
Fennec
make-
Shan on Camino, right?
Yeah.
Fennec Shan was on Camino, so yeah. She fell off or something. So yeah, I'm gonna see her.
No, Fennec Shan rescued Omega on behalf of Nala Se.
Oh man, it's been so long, a couple of years.
So Nala Se's been a step ahead until now, basically.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, even right up till Omega escaping. But that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So next week should be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
And yeah, so but yeah, we've been going for about an hour. I had some things I got to take care of right now, so I'm gonna have to end the show here. So if you watched the show through this
All right.
whole way and listen to us rambling, please
Shout
share,
out
subscribe.
to Dark Sage 9117. Thank you so much for
Dark Sage
Thank you.
for the question. I don't know if they're still here, but
stuck up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
but
I don't
Yeah.
supposed to have Sand Person ready to go on that.
No, I only get 4. This is like a Chinese knockoff kind of deal. It's got 4
Okay.
buttons. So I'll try to rotate every episode. I'll try to rotate. Is that
Sure.
okay?
sure.
Okay, that's good enough. I'm
Yeah,
happy
there you
with
go.
that.
I'm keeping. Jawa's. I'm gonna-
Jawas come with it. It's
All
like
right,
a separate.
it's just.
it's a separate
just
button.
fast. It's funny in most situations, you know.
True.
Right. All right. So yeah. So again, thanks for watching. And we are out of here.